Picture this. It's 2026. U.S. destroyers are on patrol in the Persian Gulf, right in the middle of a conflict with Iran. But this isn't a story about the usual missiles and jets. Nope. This is about a brand new weapon that's changing the entire game, right before our very eyes. And it all boils down to one single question.
It's a question military minds have wrestled with for, well, forever. But in the 21st century, the answer isn't what you might think. It's not about giant armies or fleets of expensive tanks. It's about something much, much smaller. And that answer, as Iran showed the world, was cheap, disposable drones. We're talking thousands of them. See, their whole strategy wasn't about winning every fight in the sky. It was about waging a war of attrition on a bank account.
I mean, just look at this math. It is completely insane. To take out a drone that costs maybe $30,000, the US was firing a missile that cost $3 million. That's a 100-to-1 cost disadvantage. You don't need a PhD in economics to know that is just not going to work long term.
And this bankrupt the defender idea was, well, it was brutally effective. Think about it. Every single time the US shot down a drone, Iran was actually winning the financial war. They were forcing the US to burn through its treasury, to empty its very expensive missile silos, just to tread water. But then, just when it seemed like this was the new normal, a totally game-changing piece of tech showed up for its first day on the job. And it flipped the entire economic equation of this war completely upside down.
Everybody, meet Helios. And no, this is not science fiction anymore. This is a real high-energy laser bolted right onto the deck of a Navy destroyer. So how does it work? It focuses this incredibly intense beam of light on a target and just burns right through it. Or it can fry its electronics in a split second.
And you know, this isn't just some one-off American experiment. At the same time, Israel is rolling out its own system, the Iron Beam, designed to do the exact same thing to incoming rockets and drones. This is a huge technological shift that's happening all over the world.
So you see, this isn't just about a cooler, faster way to blow things up. This is a total 180-degree reversal of the financial rules of the game. Let's really look at the numbers here, because this is where it gets wild.
Okay, remember this number, $3 million. That was the price tag to stop just one cheap drone. That was the reality just a few weeks ago. And this is the new price. A couple of bucks, maybe $5 on a busy day. That's basically just the cost of the electricity to fire the laser. The difference isn't just big, it's revolutionary.
This quote from the Deccan Chronicle just says it all, doesn't it? The entire economic advantage is completely flipped. Now, the attacker is the one spending thousands of dollars on a weapon that the defender can swat out of the sky for pocket change.
And if the cost per shot wasn't a big enough deal, there's another game changer here, the unlimited magazine. As long as the ship has fuel to generate power, Helios can keep on firing. There's literally no running out of million-dollar missiles in the middle of a giant swarm attack.
But okay, let's get real for a second. No weapon is perfect, right? To really understand what's going on, we have to look at the limitations. This thing is not an invincible magic wand.
First off, weather. These are beams of light, so things like thick fog or a dust storm, which are pretty common in the Persian Gulf, can seriously reduce their range. They're also mainly for close-in defense. And yeah, people are already working on countermeasures, like shiny reflective coatings that might buy a drone a few extra seconds of life.
So the big takeaway here is that Helios doesn't just replace everything else. You have to think of it as a vital new layer of defense. A defense that, still needs those old-school missiles for things that are really far away or for when the weather gets bad.
All right, so when you put this all together, what does it actually mean for the future? Well, we are looking at a completely new set of rules for how wars are fought.
And this revolution is really just getting warmed up. These 60-kilowatt systems we're seeing now, that's just the start. The plan is to scale up to 150 kilowatts, then 300, and eventually we're talking about megawatt-class systems. And more power means longer range and even faster kills.
So here's the bottom line. Directed energy weapons, like lasers, have basically made the whole bankrupt the defender model obsolete. That huge advantage that cheap drone swarms used to have, it's been neutralized. The game has changed.
And that leaves us with one final, kind of unsettling thought. For decades, the crazy high cost of modern weapons has, in a way, been a check on starting conflicts. But what happens when the cost of pulling the trigger drops to almost zero? That's a question we're all going to have to start thinking about in this brand new era.